What is up, Gorgeous George fans? It's me, Marty McFly, your Swedish Attorney General, bringing you just a little review of a video by our fat friend in RVA. Let's jump straight into it. So, let's have a look. I'll make some comments as we go through and we'll see what Fatty has to say.
Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2018. This is Gorgeous George coming to you right now live in my house.
Not your house, it's the bank's house. Not your house, it's the bank's house.
Live in my house, in my living room, and in the scene in the back. Always the drapes in the back, right here in my living room.
Yeah, because you won't show any other parts of your house, the bank's house, apologies, because it's disgusting. It's disgusting and full of dog shit.
Living room. I want to say a few things real fast, and it doesn't deserve any comments. I come in.
It does deserve comment. You're making a video. You made a video for us to comment on it. That's the whole point of you doing it.
And when I want, I do a video when I want. We don't do these videos much anymore, but there are going to be some more shows in 2018 as we go into our 24th year.
As Angry Deli said, 24 years of public access and you still don't have a career. 24 years of being on a station that you know no viewing figures for. You prove you have no fans. 24 years of that and you still have no career. You're nearly 50. You've spent half your life almost on public access and have not produced a career from that.
And I plan to do some stuff in relations to dealing with Facebook Live and some other stuff in relations to the Gorgeous George.
You'll never do anything on Facebook Live, nor will you do anything on YouTube Live, because it's got viewing figures. And you're scared of viewing figures. You will never, ever, ever do anything live because you can be called out on your bullshit. When you say you've got fans, and you haven't, when you have to put some production value into it, and you can't, you'll never do it. Prove me wrong. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong, George. Do it. Do something on YouTube Live. Start streaming. Start doing something, and prove to us that you've got the talent.
Show and going to do some more throughout. That's how we do it. There's not much really to talk about right now. I'm still dealing with what I'm dealing with, and I do plan to deal whatever way that I can handle the situation. I am going to handle my business, so to speak. And I've got to, it makes no sense to get into personal business. It makes no sense to really get into stuff about naming people's names.
Because you can't name anyone's name. You can't do anything. You're a fat degenerate.
And doing all that. I have been advised as much as I want to get.
You've been advised by no one.
Into every little thing. I can't.
You can't get into anything because you don't know what to say. Will Markland has beaten you. I've defeated you. You are a fat, defeated nobody.
But once this lawsuit is over, and there's no telling when this lawsuit is going to be over. It's not. Well, it's not going to be over anytime soon. Well, if it is, hopefully, I'll be victorious. And if I'm not, well, it's obvious what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you're going to try and appeal it. But what you don't realise is you're not going to succeed at appeal. You're still stuck in the same routine, the same old broken record, George.
Quite obvious what I'm going to do. There's so many things that I want to get into and a lot of things that I want to vent about.
Vent and get into them. You won't because you know you're wrong. And that's the whole reason you're pretending you've been advised not to say anything. You're not saying anything because everything you say gets countered and gets either proven to be bullshit or you're shown to be the absolute liar and disgusting human being that you really are.
And I can't, because it's kind of like I've been gagged. And it's been gagged not because I want to be or not because I have to be. It's because I can't get into every nook and cranny. This is very serious. It's very integral, and I have talked to a legal counsel right now that it's.
If you've spoken to legal counsel, provide their details so Mr. Markland can contact them. If you're now being represented and you've spoken to legal counsel, this is yet again more proof that you are paying for legal services and not an indigent party. If that person is advising you, they need to accept a fee from you for that advice to be valid. Prove it, show it, we'll contact them.
Told me that the less you say, the better. The more you do behind the scenes, the less you say, the better.
You're doing nothing behind the scenes. You're missing deadlines at court. You're not filing responses to motions. You're doing nothing. You're being represented. Provide the details of your representation. You are no longer an indigent person. Therefore, you need to start paying your court fees. And yet again, this is more proof that you are lying in sworn documents at court.
Unless it's your work, unless it's your theatrical performance, that's how it works. So that's the approach I'm going to take.
Look at the anger in his face. Look at the anger and the hate that's boiling inside of him because he cannot deal with what's happening to him. He just can't deal with it. That's why he makes these cowardice videos like this, not addressing anything.
I'm going to also say this, and that's not to say that I have come to a revelation or a pattern in my life and knowing that in time of need, in time of dealing with stuff, you become more in tune with spiritually with yourself.
Something to note here, when a person turns to the spiritual world to help them with real life problems, it's the first sign that they're defeated. It's the biggest sign they're defeated because he has lost all grasp on reality and now relies upon the spiritual world to alleviate him of his day-to-day problems and help him in his life. He's finished. The man's finished.
Not to say that I'm reborn again Christian. I mean, I'm far from being, I am a Christian.
If he's a Christian, he is the most unchristian person I have ever seen in my life.
And
Hitler was more of a Christian than this man.
And I believe in the good book and all that. You don't have to go to a church or a temple to believe in all that stuff.
If he believes in the good book, then he should also believe and know about false prophets and what the Bible says about false prophets. He would be well to remember that.
You can believe it in your own private house, believe in your own private house in your own location. But when you get to a certain age, of course, in July, I'm going to be the big 5-0.
You're going to be 50. 50, bankrupt, you do a menial job, you have no wife, no children, no relationship, nothing. You're an empty vessel. There's nothing. You have no legacy. You have nothing to leave. You will be remembered for being a failure. That's what you're going to be remembered as. And it's so obvious. All you've got to do is Google search George Yared. Does anything to do with his legacy come up? Or is it all to do with him attacking trolls? Is that what comes up? Go and have a little look for yourself, George.
In July, I'm going to be 50 years old, so I'm being kind of like an old man right now. But you get to a point where you become more spiritually in tune with things and you think about things a little bit differently and you kind of pick and choose your battles. You play your role and you fight those battles, but you do other things behind the scenes. You kind of look at the situation and you become more spiritual.
You can just tell this is all bullshit from George. This is all an act. All of this is an act, and it's an act to garner sympathy, an attempt to garner support and show that he's not this monster that we all know him to be. If this was true, and George was looking at this, he would sit there and go, do you know what? My life is more important than the internet. Drop in the lawsuit. People go do what they want to do. I'll be happy and I'll be myself. If he did that, it would all stop. People have told him, George, stop responding and stop doing lawsuits and stop doing it. All stops. But when you continue to attack the people that watch your stuff and the people that make comments. That's why you get these responses. That's why you get attacked. Leave it and it all stops. And that's why all this spiritual stuff is just bullshit from him. It's just bullshit because it's all designed to just smoke and mirrors. That's all George is. He's smoke and mirrors. There's no truth to any of this. Because if he really was going down this spiritual path, he would abandon the course of action he's on. He would abandon his court cases, and he would go, do you know what? I'm starting afresh, I'm doing this. Let bygones be bygones, and let people continue their lives. But he can't do it.
So, what I've been doing is becoming very spiritual. What I do if I'm not in the gym or if I'm not working, I meditate. And meditation is a good form of a way to be able to release a lot of anger.
If he meditates, then it's just I'm almost lost for words with this. This man doesn't meditate. It's just bullshit. Stop spouting bullshit, George. You're trying to create a new persona for yourself of this spiritual good person. It's not going to work. Have you forgotten that the last 10 years of your life are on the internet, and everything horrific you have ever said about a person, and every personal attack you have ever made upon a human being is evidenced? Stop trying to recreate yourself and make out that you're this spiritual being who's being attacked by people.
I have had a lot of anger within me. I've had a lot of anger within myself for a long time.
Yeah, the reason you've had that anger is because you refuse to accept who you are as a human being. You keep trying to portray this public persona of yourself that is not true. That's why you've got anger, because it's all been found out. That's what your problem is, George. You got found out, and you can't cope with the fact that all your lies got found out and got proved to be the lies that they are. So that's why you're angry. You blame members of the public for your failings in life. None of us told you not to pay your mortgage. You chose not to pay it. None of us told you to finance cars that you can't afford. None of us made you get loans that you couldn't pay. You chose to do all of those things. Own your mistakes in life, and you will become a better person.
And what I want to do, and you call it a New Year's resolution. I'm not into these New Year's resolutions, but what I do believe is to be, or what I do believe in what I'm going to do is become more spiritual and more in tune, and try to say it to the universe. And I'm not, the secret is the one way of doing it, but beyond doing the secret is being able to express myself in such a way where, dare I say, you pray about it or you meditate about it. I'm not going to say pray, I'm going to say meditate. Be able to burn candles and be able to sit and focus upon what you want and what you need. I'm a fighter, and everything I've done, I've gone through trials and tribulations. My dad came to me in a dream back in 2012. I've been dealing with the possibility of losing this house for a few years.
You've lost it. It's gone.
And I have been doing everything I could to tell the mortgage company, to work up some kind of resolution with the mortgage company to pay and get caught up.
Okay, so let's work this out quickly. He wants to pay and get caught up on his mortgage. He couldn't afford £1,000 a month. Now, $1,000, sorry. If you now put into that $1,000, that's what he's required to pay. If you were to then do the arrears, he'd probably need to pay $500-600 in arrears. So you'd be talking $1,500. The bank are then going to want their legal costs paid as well. So they're probably going to want a repayment of another $500-600 a month on top of that to pay off their legal costs. He would be paying $2,000 a month just to make that work. He doesn't earn $2,000 a month. And he's so stupid. Again, it just shows he just lies about all this stuff. He can't pay that mortgage off. He can't get caught up with the arrears. He can't pay their legal costs, and they're going to want their legal costs paid because they would not have had to have gone to the expense they've gone to if it was not for George. This isn't a case of, oh yeah, George, you're okay, we'll let you get caught up on the mortgage payments, but don't worry about the $30,000 we've spent on defending your lawsuit.
For the modification. But my dad came to me in a dream. He said, George, and I don't dream. This is the funny thing about it. I don't dream. And I'm just, I don't all this hokum, but I do believe in spiritual, messages. And he said, George, that you will go through trials and tribulations, but you won't lose that house. And I do believe in all sincerity that I have to believe in what my dad said. I am dealing with his situation with this house that I grew up in as a kid for 45 years. I am in talks with the attorneys right now, and I'm trying to come to a resolution with the situation. Believe me, I'm going to do everything I can. But I'm not going to get if I know it's a situation that's going to be unresolved, I'm not going to beat myself over.
You should beat yourself up. You should beat yourself up because it's all your fault. No one else is to blame for your housing situation apart from you. You squandered the money and refused to pay what you owed because you are a thief.
Up over it. I've had people tell me, George, man, it's just a house. It's just a building. But see, the thing about it is, it's more than just a building. It's a house that I grew up in.
He's so attached to this house because he's got nothing else. Have you noticed George never talks of extended family? He never talks of cousins, uncles, aunts, none of that. So they've obviously disowned him the same as everyone else. He's got no children. He will never have children. He's got no relationship unless it's paid for. He's got nothing. That house, he sees it as his only lasting attachment to anything. It's the only thing he's attached to because he physically and mentally is incapable of being attached to a human being.
As a kid, in 1972, when I moved in this house in June 24th, 1972, the second day we got hit by Hurricane Agnes. And we were rowing canoes. I remember my dad and my mom, the whole street was flooded. This is a creek in the back. And we were rowing on canoes. And I remember, telling my dad, hey, I'm trying to push the canoe. And we were like rowing the canoes through the street. And that was
what does this fucking canoe story have to do with anything? Like, literally, this canoe story has fucking no relevance upon anything.
Probably the only time that we actually got hit with an actual flood in 1972. But other than that, it's been my home. It's been, a man's castle. King's Castle is a man's home.
Jesus Christ, he can't even make that statement right. He can't even make that statement right. It's every man's home is his castle. That is the statement he's trying to make. And every man is king in his own home. Jesus Christ.
This is my castle. I'm the king and this is my castle. This is my home. So I'm working. I'm doing whatever I can to get everything situated. And believe you me, I'm going to do everything I can in my arsenal to obtain and keep this house. They have taken my name off the deed, but I'm working with them. That's all you can do. I'm not going to beat myself up. I have made a lot of mistakes.
He's made a lot of mistakes. Get this, he's starting to admit things here. The truth might start to come out of his mouth. It's a rarity for George, but let's carry on listening.
I never said I'm perfect.
You've never said you're perfect, but you have, however, said that you have a six-figure income, you live in a mansion, you're rich, you're successful, you're this, you're that. All of it was lies. All of it.
Never said I am perfect in my own personal endeavors, and
You've admitted several times you're perfect in your own personal endeavours. Tried to pick on people like Jeremy for not working. Yet look at you. Look at you. You've never done anything with your life.
I've had a lot of things come at me.
Everything that's come at you has been brought on by yourself. Nothing that's come at you has been brought on by anyone else's actions other than your own. But
I always land on my feet. And we'll land on my feet again. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks or says or what they want to do or how they want to do it, how they want to, it doesn't matter. This is something that I had been fighting. I'm going to fight on. I've been dealing with this for a few years now. But I have every intentions of retaining or getting my name back on the deed, or working up a way to pretty much obtain and keep this house. And
Never going to happen.
that's what I plan on doing. So I'm in direct contact and direct talks. And I don't give a flying fuck about anybody else or what anybody else thinks or whatever some troll thinks.
If he doesn't give a flying fuck, why is he filing lawsuits? Why does he care so much? Why was he talking to fake Jeremy and asking for information? Why would you do that? If you don't care, why would you do that? That's how you know all this spiritual stuff is bullshit.
I don't care about what some fucking troll thinks about what I'm doing because it's not about them. It's not about interference, and nobody's interfering in my business. And I am well aware of the antics that have gone on here recently about, and I'm not, again.
Look at him, by literally having to hold his mouth closed because he's incapable. He's incapable of doing it. It's so funny to watch a man just falling apart in front of you.
I can't express what I want to say. I can't say what I want to say. Can't express what I want to say. I can't say what I want to say because I've been told that I can't, and it's not in my best interest. So I'm not going to, but believe you me, I'm not sitting around. I'm doing what I can. I'm not sitting around, letting this shit fly. I'm going to do whatever I can.
Talking of letting shit fly, I hear he's had shit sent to him in the post.
In my arsenal to fight and fight this fight to the very end. And I have not been active on the internet.
Lie, you have been active on the internet. You've been on a Facebook group liking people's photos. So you have been active on the internet. You've been looking around, Georgie boy. Don't you worry. Or should we call you Molly Flinderson?
I have not been active with anything else since our last series back in November of the Continental Cable Studios. Well, not Continental Cable. I keep calling it Continental Cable. At the Comcast Studios. I have not been active there, but since those 5 shows. But we're going to be doing some more shows soon. Brand new year. We got more shows to do, more things to do. We'll probably do some stuff on Facebook. The Gorgeous George show will continue. And the other stuff is going to be removed.
Nothing will be removed. Nothing's going to be removed, George. You've tried it and it's failed. All of it's failed.
I haven't even looked at the internet, but
yet again, another lie. He hasn't even looked at the internet apart from the Facebook group where he's been liking people's comments and viewing all the posts.
The other stuff will be removed or will be added on to the situation.
Added on to the situation. If he wants to take anyone else to court, he has to file an entirely new case. He cannot add parties to the case that's currently going on. So you want to do it, George? File your case. File your case today. Do it. I have told you and told you and told you. You want to go up against me? Go up against me. File your case because I will fight you till the bitter end. And anyone else that you try and take to court, I have already shown you where the money is coming from, the donations and what we're doing with it. And they will have every resource afforded to them to defeat you at court.
Well, added on. And some other people might be added also. Because I'm going to stick to my guns on that. You're not stealing my copyright. Not stealing my copyright material.
No one is stealing any copyright material. Everything falls under fair use. You need to learn that.
You're not using my copyright material for nothing. And that's the bottom line. I can't get into detail. But this is more or less a video to let people know. And I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to people that actually listen to me.
You're talking to us, George. That's why you made this video. You are talking to us because that is all you're capable of doing. You have no fans. We showed you we're the only people that watch your videos. It's us. It's us. The views on your videos is us. It's no one else. No one else gives a shit about you. You're irrelevant.
Or people that know me, let people know that I'm still around. And I'm still around and I still plan to do more shows. And I'm going to keep continuing doing what I do with a smile on my face. I'm going to fight the good fight. I'm going to fight the good fight against these people. Because it's my material. They've stolen my material. It's my material, and they don't need to be using it for their obsession, for their mental obsession. It doesn't need to be used for that. Again, a lot of things I want to say, but I can't. But that's okay. I'm here, still rolling, still doing my thing, and the Gorgeous George Show will continue. You'll see more of me in the new year, or more of me this year of 2000. It is 2018. It's still the new year. You still write your checks with the 17. You gotta get used to making it 2018.
You don't write any fucking checks.
So this is this should be a better year, hopefully, and better things to come and better things to happen. I'm not planning to manifest what I need to manifest to make things happen in a positive way, and they will do so, and I will make sure of that. All right, Gorgeous George is here, and Gorgeous George will continue creating and doing what he does. Like it or not, I am still a force to be reckoned with. And for you fans the fans out there, I'm here, and we're going to be doing more shows very soon.
If this man had any fans, do you not think they'd voice it somewhere? Like, if you, and this is a genuine thing, go and look. There's not one source that says anything positive about George on the internet. He's so much of a, it's narcissism. He can't stand critique. So he won't allow a Facebook group by his fans, which if he's got them, by all means, surely he would allow that to be there. He doesn't have a website. He doesn't openly talk. No one has ever found fans that have openly come to George's defence. No one does it. There's nothing. It's just, how can you say you've got fans when you haven't got any, and there isn't anyone jumping to your defence? The only people that watch your stuff on the internet are goons. That's it. There's 1 second left. Let's see if there's anything in it. No, just a horrific shot of him. Guys, that's kind of all I've got for you today. Just a little review of George's latest video. What is there to say? He's defeated. Listen, when someone starts turning to God and asking for help in matters with banks and courts, you know you've defeated them and you know you've won. There'll be some updates coming, some more little videos coming up. It's a pleasure to be back on YouTube with you in 2018. I am, of course, Marty McFly, your Swedish Attorney General. Links to the forum are down in the description. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, join the forum, buy a t-shirt, support us, subscribe to the Patreon link. Once you join the forum, you'll be able to get the link. We don't publish it because of El Fatso. But join up, guys. We'll publish things and there'll be more content coming from us. As always, I am Marty McFly, signing off.